I'm used to it, Danielle. Been doing this since you were 3. She's been doing this since she was 3. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Hello. Hello. So I wanted to come and talk a little bit about hexes. Yeah. Yeah, they can be. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Sometimes a generational hex is just a spell. And spells are not physical in nature. Spells are spiritual in nature. So when you break a spell, you break the spell, you break the hex. And anyway, so hi, those of you that have questions about generational hex removals, or if you are currently getting a hex removal from me, possibly, I've had at least a couple of people ask me that when they get the generational hex removed, they say, well, is this going to remove all hexes, and no, unfortunately, it's not. It's not going to move all hexes that have been subsequent to that. Okay, this is just for generational hex removal. Now, a lot of the things that you got going on are caused by the generational hex. For example, let's say that you have a court case, and I say, okay, I can do the court case for you. That's a separate cost. But then the origination of why you had to go to court was because of the generational curse or hex, then it's all good. But, you know, and see, that's usually what I determine. There's some people that have more than one. So let me just tell y'all something. Hexes do not have to and are rarely formed at somebody's altar. Hexes are done with energy, an energetic event, an event that involves a lot of negative energy, or, you know, something really, really nasty and bad that happens. This can result in a hex. Okay, so many things can cause a hex. It just depends on what's happening at that moment. So for example, if you get into a fight with your boyfriend and, you know, you have a miscarriage or something because of the fight, that's a hex. That forms a hex on your womb at the same time. Okay, and it even can turn into generational if the child dies. So it depends on how far along it was, and if the child was viable, you know, and we're talking about spiritually viable. Okay. There's many ways to form a hex, though. It's not just by somebody cursing you. For example, generational hexes come from your mother and your father. Okay, they're together, right? They fight. They have a fight. They break up. Everything is chaotic for years and years after that between your parents. That's a generational hex. Okay, it can be multi-generational as well, to where your grandparents went through the same thing, which means that it's deeply rooted. Okay, which means that it's deeply rooted, and it can be more difficult because then you've got ancestors possibly that are possibly leading you in the incorrect direction. So sometimes that can happen too. If your grandparents died and that, you know, and they had it, there's the ones that started it, then, you know, it really does help the family. It does, doing those. And even if your parents are deceased, you can do a generational hex removal on your parents to where I can clear and cleanse them of negative and release any trapped negative energy that needs to be destroyed. Negative energy is to either be destroyed or either transmuted. It's not just imagine a big black cloud coming. That's not gonna work. It's, you know, so negative energy can work like that. But when it comes to getting like I'm removing the generational hex that has probably led to some of the things that have happened to you. But like, for example, if you got a boyfriend and his mama don't like you, so his mom goes and gets a hex put on you, or either she puts one on you herself, okay, which can be done in many different ways. Then you'll have that hex to remove as well, and I'll be able to see it. Rarely do I have people that remove it all at once. Sometimes I do. You can do it in shifts. Hold on a minute. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. You got her? She do not. Yeah, that baby is spoiled. Okay. Baby, spoiled baby. What does Tiana have that she's snapping like that? Girl. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, boy. Yeah, they can be removed. Absolutely. Other curses may be different. For example, you may have a generational hex on you that makes relationships impossible. It'll just make them impossible. And so a generational hex is something that is either habit forming, like cigarettes, could be cigarettes, alcohol, drugs. Okay, that can run in people's families. Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Sorry, y'all. My allergies have been kicking my butt today, and I kind of think I have a cold because I've just been sneezing. I had a sneezing fit earlier. It was horrible. I think I'm about to have a bunch of good luck, though, y'all. So that can sometimes be a good sign. I was so itchy earlier. Um, so, so anyway, what in the world? Okay, everybody and their mama want to text me right now. This is the most annoying notification. It's like this coating over my throat. Like I can tell that I got some kind of cold or something. And then when you get that painful bump in your nose, y'all don't even want to know. Y'all don't even want to know. Oh my heavens. Anyway, y'all, I'm sorry. I was just looking at some text message that I was getting. Okay. So when you're looking at a generational hex, that's just what that is. This is something that is being removed from your bloodline. Now, a bloodline curse can consist of a lot of different things. Why is my thing popping off like this? Okay. All right. I had to turn that off. That thing is so annoying. Other hexes can consist of a lot of different things. Like I said, hexes can go on you in many different ways. I've had people trying to hex me for years, even out in social media. You guys have seen them. A hex is an extremely negative energy that alters. Okay, it alters the reality. It shifts the reality. It makes the outcomes different in your life. Okay, and it can definitely make it difficult for you to survive. And so it's important to remove and reverse those hexes, especially if they've taken effect, especially if you got somebody slandering you. People do that a lot these days. Okay, trust me, it's people, it's not just happening to me on here. There's people that are being slandered in every industry that we are dealing with. People lying, people just not caring, just doing the most, acting soulless. So sometimes you can spread a really nasty rumor about somebody and you can ruin their life. That's the reason why my enemies can't understand. They can't understand. My God, why haven't I been able to ruin her life? People can ruin your life by lying on you. Yeah. So that's an example of a hex, and you have to get that removed. You know, and so yeah, I have a lot of people that come to me for this. So because y'all know this is the very same thing that happens to me. This is happening to a lot of people, especially if you're in a competitive market or a competitive field. You know, there's sharks out there. There's people that'll do you dirty. There's people that will do you in. There's people that will try to take your place, you know, for some reason. And I think that the main thing that it has to do with is the company that you keep sometimes. But you know what? It don't even really, it just depends. It really does. It depends on the situation. You know, I can tell you one thing, that there's many, many different types of hexes. One of the ones that I can tell you is that there's some of you to where your parents were like hermits and they just didn't trust nobody and they didn't get to know nobody. Well, you know what? That's not a good way to be, because what kind of sphere of influence are you going to have? So it's very important for you to be at some kind of good level socially. So this is why I've been fighting so hard. Okay, because your social life is everything, especially when you work in sales, especially when you are a public figure. So, you know, that's just an example. You know, I've got people that have literal just lies. A lie can turn into a hex. All of them have been reversed. I do a lot of reversing, a lot of blocking, but that's going to be different from a generational hex removal. Also, guys, understand that you want to give it time for it to actually fully manifest the results of any kind of spiritual work that you do. You want to give them time. You want to give it time to manifest fully. Okay. You do. You want to give it time to manifest fully. You can get, you know, your cleanses. You can get your readings and stuff in between that time. You'll see the difference right away. You'll start noticing things, just differences. And, you know, it does make a big difference in your life, you know, and it just depends on what it is. What I do is I record a video message for all of my peeps that get rituals. Okay. I record a quick video message where I'm just sitting right in front of my webcam and I show you the work that I'm doing. And I go over with you the changes that you're going to see. Now, we're on Earth. So we're in the Earth realm. Okay. Which means that, well, first of all of the other planets affect us. But a lot of the people that I see and deal with, it's either something wrong with their love life or their money. One or the other or both. Okay, is either a disaster waiting to happen. And you know what? To me, it's kind of set up a little bit for you to just want to stay poor, to be honest with you. But you do have to put money. You know, if you're self-employed or you doing anything like that, you do want to put money back, you know, for your taxes, you know, because they're going to tax you on it if you make anything. And you can't get no earned income credit if you make over 50 grand. I think it's over 49 grand in the Americas. So, yeah, man. I guess that's either good or bad, but it is what it is. You know, you just got to keep it moving and just progress. And so, yeah, especially when you got your own business and stuff. But we're talking about generational hex removers, because you know what, those can really mess you up. I've seen people who their father went to jail, and so and their grandfather, all of them were in prison. And so that's a generational hex that will mainly affect the males in the family. So I've actually had women come to me and get generational hexes removed from their sons. I've actually worked cases like that. because it'll be the grandfather, it'll be the father. And so everything, a generational hex is a bad son of a bitch too. It's like a tornado. It's like a tornado. A generational hex is like a tornado that just keeps going. It just keeps going and going and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. And so you got to have somebody come and dissipate that energy, get rid of that energy, because it's just going to keep spinning. It's going to keep spinning and spinning and spinning. Facts, it is. And the reason why is because that energy doesn't want to break that cycle. It doesn't. It wants it to keep going. And I think it's a demon that's saying, okay, I did this thing to you, so now it must happen to you. It's like, no. So it's almost like a demon of familiarity. So it wants you to do the same thing. It wants you to either do the same thing that your parents did, or it wants you to do what your parents are willing you to do, which ain't right either. That starts a generation. That's a generational hex. If your parent is wishing bad luck on you and your parent is wishing bad on you, your parent has started a generational hex, and it's going to affect your children when you start having them. It is, because, and it can sometimes skip a generation. So if you got some stuff like that going on to where you got elders wishing bad and wishing, oh, I hope your kid pass away. I've actually seen it happen to where you got people saying just the most outlandish stuff to people. And I'm going to rebuke that. I'm going to rebuke that statement. Hell, I don't know what happened, you guys. I have no idea. I noticed that the viewers started dropping off. So wow, that's insane. I don't know if y'all heard what I was saying about generational hexes being like a hurricane or a tornado, to where it just keeps spinning and spinning, and it wants to suck up all of the people, and it wants that energy, because that energy is feeding something. See, sometimes the energy or hopelessness, helplessness, confusion, sometimes that confusion feeds other lower life forms. They are, if something that feeds off of negativity is a lower life form. Okay. Now, I think that on some level, we kind of all have to have a certain amount of negativity, but to just absolutely feed off of it and thrive in it, like you're not even converting it or transmuting it. I don't, you know, I've noticed that negative energy causes disease, causes cancer, things like that. Oh, cancer, breast cancer, that is a generational hex. Okay, what causes breast cancer? You know, cancer cells, malignancy, bad energy. Okay, so that's another thing that can. What in the world? Oh yeah, we gotta let her. Oh. Oh, look at how cute you are. And you got your little eyes open. Ew, it is. Ew, yeah, we gotta clean up. Hold on, y'all. We gotta let Zelda in, because she's normally in here cleaning that stuff up. I'm gonna mop that floor here too. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. I gotta let my dog back in the house. Zelda? Oh, lovely. Wet dog. So, up after your babies. Look, she's cleaning up. Clean up after your children. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I have 10 puppies over there, so they are growing up and getting bigger and causing a ruckus. So other hexes are going to be different. The generational hex remover is a big ritual. It involves a lot of candles. It involves a lot of meditation. It involves doing petitions for 3 different people. It involves a lot. So that's why it's priced the way that it is. But what it does is it first of all, it reverses the effects. But then again, it also disconnects your family from whatever it is that's feeding, because what I sense is things feeding. So it just to let you guys know, I do cleanses and exorcisms. And a part of the generational hex remover is, you know, getting rid of unclean spirits. So that's typically, you know, and a lot of times it can be a actual spirit, like an actual spirit, or either several of them, or sometimes even several hundred of them. So I've actually seen that happen as well with some of these, you know, cases that I have worked, that it's like a huge, big deal. And, you know, these lower frequency entities feeding off of that energy, because whatever we do as human beings, you know, we produce energy, and we're either going to produce happy energy or we're going to produce sad energy. So, you know, there's a reason why people want to see you down. There's a reason why. It's not just because they're evil people. There are, in fact, a lot of people being controlled by demons. Not everybody controls themselves. They only tell themselves that, but they don't. I've seen many people to where it's nothing but a demon controlling all of their actions, everything that they do all day, every day. Okay. And you know, hell, I probably used to be one of them, but I didn't do evil stuff. But you know, I've had some pretty pesky spirits that, and some of that stuff can be a part of aspects of yourself. So yeah, hey, cut it out, girl. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Hey. Go in there. Go. Y'all know y'all cannot leave stuff like this too close to the counter. Huh? Yeah, you can't leave stuff like this too close to the counter. Go sit down.
Can you play some of your incense?
What?
Can you play some of your incense?
Hold on. I'm washing my hands. Because Zelda is in here trying to steal food. Literally trying to steal it. Don't go back in the kitchen. Don't do it. You're not allowed to go back in the kitchen. If I see you in that kitchen, I'm going to put you back outside. Sorry. Zelda's being given home training right now. Which is exactly what she needs. Because she's like literally, hey, out of the kitchen. Go sit down. Go sit down. Can I what? Oh. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Cool. All right. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me finish. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I am so sorry. I might come back and do this one another time and take this one down because I've just had way too many interruptions and it's just ridiculous. I don't know. I'm not going to take this down. What I will tell you to close this one out because I have to go is that it is a difference, and the generational hex is going to be removing the generational hex from you. If another witch puts a hex on you, then you need to go ahead and get that one removed too. Anytime, let me tell y'all ladies something. Anytime you hook up with a man, you open yourself up to hexes. Some of these men come with hexes attached to them. Okay. Some of them come. So if it's a female influence in his family that is ornery like that, and you just never know, the person might be domineering, the person might be kind of just, kind of insecure about themselves. Because, I feel like if a person is nice and they're genuine, why would you need to be putting a hex? Excuse me. Why would you need to be putting a hex on that person? But there's some people that will just curse you and, oh, you're ugly. You're not good enough for so-and-so, or my niece, my nephew, my son, brother, whoever it is, cousin. Oh, this bitch ain't good enough for my cousin, so I hate this bitch and I want to put a hex on her, and I don't want her having no babies in my family, and I don't want her around my family, and so that's going to be separate from a generational hex, because that's actually a love interest, and another person putting a hex on you. But a lot of these men do come with hexes. Some of them come with nothing but bad energy. I'm just telling y'all. And they don't know how them the ones that latch on real tough. Been big time. They latch on big time. They don't want to let go. They got all that bad energy around them. I gotta go because I am going to be recording some readings for the channel. I am caught up on work. I am available tomorrow for consultations. So you guys can go to the website. The link is below. So if you guys are looking for readings or either consultations, the easiest way or the quickest way to do it is to go to the website and just place your order, and then I send you the booking link either by text message or email. 99% of the time I will email. 99% of the time I email folks, okay? So y'all know where to reach me if you guys are in need of generational hex removals. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Those are really, really tough. They are. That's what you want to get taken off of you first. But, sometimes you do have to do it in steps. And I do have payment plans available. What you'll notice about my work, especially, is that you'll notice that it'll pay for itself. You see what I'm saying? So as soon as you start getting work done through me, you start noticing that things change or things get better. You start to feel better. You feel like there's a weight lifted off of you. Okay. Those are things that no amount of money can buy. Peace of mind, that's priceless, because a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have that balance to their minds. But, yeah. So that's the one thing. It's an investment. If somebody told me that I could break a generational hex that kept me poor, broke, and lonely for only $1,500, I would do it. I would do it. So anyway, guys, love and light to you. And I will see you guys later. Bye.